Welcome back to Newsday. Thank you for staying with us. Now, this week, the Independent National Electoral Commission disclosed that presidential and National Assembly elections would take place in January of 2027. That's specifically the 16th, with governorship and state assembly polls scheduled for February 6th of the same year. This came after a mini crisis in certain parts of Nigeria over a likely clash between previous dates set by the election management body for the 2027 general election with the Muslim month of Ramadan. In the meantime, the list of aspirants to the highest office in the land continues to grow across all political parties, including Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, a chieftain of National Rescue Movement, a man who sought the presidential ticket on the platform of Labour Party during the last general election. Well, he joins us now to discuss his vision and mission for a better and a new Nigeria and how that can be achieved. He'll also be discussing the state of opposition politics ahead of the 2027 election. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us here on Newsday.
Good afternoon.
So a while ago you were the Labour Party and now you're with the National Rescue Movement. Tell us what prompted this switch and how that's going.
Thank you for having me on the show today. I would like to first and foremost introduce myself to Nigerian people. My name is Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, popularly called Father Joe, and that presidential hopeful, the youngest in the race under the platform of National Rescue Movement, NRM. I started this race 2022 before giving the ticket to Mr. Peter Obi under Labour Party. But today, the party is in disarray just because of the fact that leadership of the party wasn't able to manage the party. That's become apparent that I have to seek a platform that aligns with my ideology. And that is where NRM come into play. Because it's been rescue movement. This country needs a rescue. So it is better to be on a rescue party to rescue our country, Nigeria. That's why I'm on Rescue Movement Party as of today.
All right, Faduri, realistically, how would you describe the opposition relationship with the electorate over time? Sometimes you don't hear of some opposition parties until just days before the elections. How is that impacting on voter choice, you think?
The reason why you don't hear much on the part of the opposition before election, it's because the country we have, the politicians have created three things. They have made the citizens at their mercy to eat, to sleep, and to survive. So people are daily looking for how to eat, how to sleep, how to survive in their nation. And when they are doing that, then there is little time for thinking to organize, for political reasons. Because even the politicians themselves are not giving people the reason to participate every day. So that is why we have all of this voter apathy, participation, and organization on the part of the people. And the bigger party are always trying, not to give room even for opposition to strive or to succeed. And that is why sometimes it's hard to achieve some of these things.
All right. Well, you seem to, when I spoke to you earlier, I think you said something about, rescue movement, going by the name. It sounds great. But if you look at the realities, I'm not sure that this NRM has any governors, senators, House of Representative members, and minimal name recognition. So how do you expect to compete compared to the ruling party, looking at the federal machinery and, for instance, Labour Party's Labour Party that you left, and even the ADC that's come up with its own collection of politicians?
Thank you. This coming election is going to be a different election in the history of our country. because it is an election we're going to decide the type of nation we want to have after 2037. In the pre-independence of Nigeria, when the likes of Tafawa Balewa, Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe came together to fight for independence, they fought for a republic if we can keep it. But you and I will testify today, what we have is short of a republic. Now there is hunger in the land, insecurity like the world has ever known. Ukraine and Russia, where there is war, is more secure than our country, Nigeria. So this coming election is not going to be about APC or ADC. It's going to be about the Nigerian people and the political class. The Nigerian people are the ones to decide this next election. And that is why we're going to use the NRM to represent the people of Nigeria. The youth of Nigeria, the 65% youth of Nigeria who have been the one at the end of what the government is not doing. So we may not have the structures, we may not have governors, we may not have councillors, but in 2027, I can assure you that Nigerian people are going to rise up and we're going to sweep all of these offices from presidency to governorship to chairmanship and even to the least councillorship in Nigeria. Because we are going to a place where we need generational shift of power. Our leaders and elders have been running our country for the past 60 years, and things are not getting better. So if this is the best they can do, it's okay. So let's we, the younger generation, pick up the nation and run it better. Because this nation is not working. Their policies are not working. So let's have change of leadership from the elders to the younger generation, and that is where I come in to represent and to lead a movement that will lead that rescue in 2027.
All right, Faduri, I'm glad you're passionate about the people and, of course, the youth as well. So realistically, what is your relationship like with your immediate constituents, and what's your take on grassroots politics as a foundation to any political aspiration, of which you're seeking as well?
Thank you. Immediately after the 2023 election, we have been organizing. It's just that we may not be seen on television, but we have been organizing on the grassroots. From my local area where I come from, Ikpetu in Osun State, we have been organizing. And all over Nigeria, we have been organizing. But it is now time to take all we have been doing to the publics so that the general public can join and let us see how we can rescue our country together. Because it's going to take the people of Nigeria to come together to rescue themselves so that we can fight hunger, we can fight insecurity, and we can fight every problem that we have in this country.
Are you, even though you're with the NRM now, are you open to a coalition or merger if it's necessary, as opposed to splitting opposition votes? Are you considering a merger with the likes of the ADC, PDP, even the Labour Party that was your former party? Are you open to that?
I am open to a coalition. Definitely we're going to have a coalition. But the coalition will not be with ADC or APC. Because the ADC, the APC, the PDP are the politicians that brought our nation to where it is today. The coalition I want to have is with the Nigerian people. The 99% of Nigerian people who have been at the receiving end.
Apologies for interrupting. But if you've already mentioned the parties that you're not looking to have any merger with, which parties are you open to forming a coalition with?
Right now we have 18 registered political parties. So if you take 3 out or 2 out, you are still talking about 15 more political parties. So all of those political parties, we are open to a merger with them, a coalition with them, and also with the vast majority of Nigerian people who are mostly independent, who are not even in any party or the other. They are just looking for a country. And if they see a leader, they can follow. If they see a leader that will be able to lead a nation so that we can have a republic, I'm sure they will follow it. There are people in APC, ADC today who are looking for a true leader. And when they see one, they will vote for the leader and not a party.
Faduri, realistically, so what are the main challenges in Nigerian politics you think that has defied solutions over time, and how would you tackle it? You know, for someone who's running, hopefully, on the platform of NRM and with the hope to have a coalition, as it were. How would you go about tackling much of these problems, which has been on for decades?
The major problem we have in this country is we have leaders who put themselves first instead of the nation first. And one of the things we're going to do is to make sure that when we get into power, it's going to be people's first and nations first. One of the major problems that we've been having for decades is corruption. Corruption has eaten so deep into the fabric of our society. We are running a country where there's no law and order, where there's no reward and accountability, no reward and punishment. And when you are running such a nation, there is no way you can break through. I'll give for instance, there was a report that over the years, over 200 trillion is missing in NNPC. Up till now, nobody has been questioned, no consequences. So in a nation where over 200 trillion is missing and nothing is happening, how can such a nation move forward? A nation where we have our president going abroad for medical treatment, 34 billion budget for the office of the president for medical treatment. You can imagine what that money will do if we use that money to create hospitals in our country, create jobs in our country with that money. There was an alleged payment of 7 million to insurgencies. You can imagine if we put that money into our military, what we'll have done. Lastly, you can imagine $9 million US paid to a US firm just to give us an image abroad. Why don't we use that money to fight insecurity instead of using the money for propaganda? So corruption and mismanagement of public funds is why we're where we are today, and that we're going to change from 2027.
In 30 seconds, can you speak to Nigerians who have probably lost faith in the process and might not be looking to participate in the 2027 election? What do you have to say to them?
My fellow Nigerians, both home and abroad, I want to tell you that no matter what we're going to do today, not participating in our election is not an option. Getting involved in this next election is the best thing that can happen to every one of us. We have 50 million registered voters. If all of us can come together and file behind a rescue movement in 2027, I can assure you that within the next 4 years, we're going to have a nation, a republic that we're going to be able to keep, that our founding fathers fought for. We're going to have it from 2027. Let's all come out and vote and defend our vote, because your vote counts. And if you don't vote, I can assure you they are voting for you. Don't be voted for. Be ready to cast your vote with your PVC. Thank you.
All right, on that note, Faduri Oluwadare Joseph, Chieftain, National Rescue Movement, would like to thank you for your time on Newsday. It's good to have you with us.